Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording session of Hearthstone. Let's hop in here. Let's just really quickly make sure everything's still available for purchase. Goblins versus Gnomes is still here. Curse of Nexramus is still here. There's nothing new here as far as cards. So we're good with all of that. Good. Let's switch out a quest. Let's see. Win 3 games with a mage, priest, or warlock. Let's give it a priest and warlock. Paladin and priest. Not great. No tavern brawl, so we've got a mage and a paladin, and a mage and a priest all to play. And I think we've already gotten up to rank 19. Yes, so no chance really in the 4 days or so left that I'd get any further. So we'll play on casual and get everything done. I'm currently right in the middle of uploading my latest batch of Hearthstone recordings, and that certainly takes a little bit of time to schedule everything. I'm so far ahead compared to other games though.
Jaina versus Jaina.
In fact, I'm so far ahead
You asked for it.
of all the
it
other
is
games
on.
that I don't even know what's really airing at this point. Turns out my Pac-Man Championship Edition DX video that I recorded probably 2 months ago is just now coming out, which is okay, interesting. Let's see, I want this, then play this, then do this, and then I'm pretty set. So yeah, Championship, Pac-Man Championship Edition, DX Extreme, whatever. Pretty good game. Potentially broke my controller. By playing it so furiously. I haven't gone back and played it anymore. There's like one more thing on it that would get me one more trophy, that would get me one more achievement, and all that. But frankly, it just these retrospective games just need to come and go. Even the new games, like playing The Witness and The Witcher 3, I'm not going back to play those. I have pretty much completely failed right now as far as trying to integrate a way to come back and finish things. Let's see, do I want to kill this guy or do I want to do this? Let's make it worth a while and kill this guy. Because it was, otherwise they would just use Fire Blast to kill him. Good. Yeah, I don't know how you integrate that. I don't know if I talked about it before, but Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice is out right now. It's not getting any good reviews or anything amazing is people liking it. From what I've heard, the movie's pretty pointless and bad. But on the release of that movie, they did announce and start to work on releasing Lego Batman, the movie, which is a better move for me, really. Instead of me trying, oops, I could have attacked there. We'll go and oops that.
Whoops.
So the Lego Batman movie, hope in some thought maybe would
knowledge is
tide
and I know a lot.
Tide people over and convince people to want to watch my Lego Batman series, which is going to go on for a long time. I'm somewhere, I think, somewhere closer towards the end of Lego Batman 1 being aired right now than the beginning of Lego Batman 2. So there's some room there for some views that I could get, hopefully. I thought for a quick second that there might be something on Hearthstone I was supposed to do today, but fortunately there isn't, which is good because I'm starting really late. Mostly waiting for a package to be delivered actually, so I was scheduling and doing paperwork where I could listen for the doorbell versus recording where if I hear the doorbell it doesn't even matter. I'm not gonna go get it. Or I will go get it and then it will just be an awkward break in the video.
Vaporization commencing.
What else is going on? I'm recording Half Minute Hero instead of Never Alone because I was afraid Never Alone would get content ID to Half Minute Hero. So far of everything I've uploaded is not, which is good.
Well played.
I'm slowly working towards getting rid of all the content ID things that I've disputed since they take 30 days, but it will probably be another 15 days until I get almost all of them off. Some of them were reaffirmed and may never get taken off, or I'll have to do things I would kind of prefer not to do, such as editing out just the entire sections, making a real mess of the video. I don't know how much it's really worth it to chop up your videos just so the money doesn't go to somebody else that definitely doesn't deserve it. I saw a video online of a guy that he just got like content ID'd and then they manually content ID them again, then they manually content ID them again, and it's just like blatant abuse of the system because they refuse to either escalate it and sue him like they should have if they felt he really wasn't doing fair dealing with the video because it was an Australian company that was constantly content ID'd. And they were telling him all kinds of lies. It's like, oh, well, we're an Australian company, so we don't have to, so you have to follow the Australian laws. And like, no, doesn't work that way. Does not work that way at all. Let's see.
Into the
This. Just gonna go ahead and kill this guy here. But I mean, they were, from what the video said, and again, I always have to take this with a grain of salt because I don't know if these videos are real at all. I don't know if it's just somebody wants some YouTube views,
Well
makes
played.
a few fake email accounts and emails himself back and forth. I'm not gonna win here.
So, here's what you're
But yeah, that's definitely scary as a YouTuber. It's one thing to deal with the stupid content ID system and be done with it. It's another thing for the content ID system to come back 6 months later and say, do it again, because now someone different's claiming it, or somebody who's claiming to be different is claiming it. And then it's an even worse thing when it's just blatantly the same people capable of just doing it over and over and
Well
over
played.
again. Which totally defeats the purpose. Completely and totally defeats the purpose. Like, for every one I've disputed, I've probably disputed over 100 content ID claims. For every one that I've won, which is probably, I would say, I could say probably less than, like, 3. There's probably been like 3 that have been reaffirmed. And so for my small channel, if I was willing to lose all my channel, I could go appeal those again and see if they really would sue me. But that's just not something I'm ready to do. I simply don't have the fan base. I don't have the funds to say, let's take this to court. And if somebody called my bluff on an appeal, it would be bad. It would be a nightmare. It would only hurt my channel, not help it. Let's see, let's kill this guy and this guy. Can't attack heroes. Interesting. But I'm gonna lose no matter what. What else is going on? The Oculus Rift was apparently shipping now, so people have it in their hands. Giant Bomb did a long live stream showing them. I saw maybe 5 minutes of on 2 separate instances. Frankly, we're still not to the point. I don't think. I just don't think we're to the point where Oculus Rift or virtual reality should be even something end users are thinking about. There's no games there. There's been no games on the PlayStation or the Xbox 2. So there's barely any games right now getting released on PC.
I will fight with honor.
And maybe I'm being generous to say there's barely even, maybe I should say for the PC, no new games are coming out right now either. And everybody's all talking about the Oculus Rift and virtual reality, and I'm like, show me the games. Show me the money. No, they're saying show me the money. I'm saying show me the games. It's just an unproven concept. And there's not even really a fallback position on what you could do with a virtual reality headset besides games. It's just not going to be realistically used. We're never going to walk into an office and see the office just full of people who are wearing Oculus glasses and talking on the phones and getting business done with it. I just don't think that's going to happen. And if it does ever happen, it's going to be probably a couple decades from now when you can no longer, in some feasible way, you can't even buy a monitor instead. And I guess there's some privacy you might get from wearing a headset to see a screen, but then the privacy you get looking at the screen, you lose like all your understanding of the surroundings around you. So people could be sneaking up behind you, going through your drawers, you just don't know. Yeah, I would be very uncomfortable playing with a virtual reality headset and not be in a empty house or a locked room. That just seems like a lot to ask. There we go. I think we may have this. What else is there to talk about? Not a lot. I'm kind of hoping that we get this done in one recording. It would be nice. I'm going to potentially I have so many extra Hearthstone videos, potentially they're unnecessary. We're waiting for the new expansion to like do a refresh here. Somebody put a question on the Hearthstone deck tracker video, and it really felt like they didn't even watch the video before they were asked the question, because they're like, give me all the settings on OBS that you use, because what I'm doing is this, and then they listed something completely different from what I said in the video. In fact, something that I specifically said wouldn't work, although I didn't go into great detail saying that, as far as the setup. And I'm like, well, at approximately this time, I show you exactly everything you're asking. It was in the middle of the video. So yes, somebody would have had to actually watch the video
do you see?
to see it. The other thing that I learned from that, though, and I'm more excited about this new discovery than actually the question, because I answered it and whatever. Watch the video. Or if you did watch the video and you didn't understand it, frankly, then you probably aren't ever going to get it set up. That is a feasible thing that can happen. There can be people that just don't follow specific directions that well, and there can be people that just don't understand computer that well. And if that's the case, Hearthstone deck tracker and recording on OBS is never the path you should take, because OBS and Hearthstone deck tracker are both two programs that require a pretty decent knowledge of how computer programs want to work and how computers work.
You asked for it.
But the thing I learned that has me a little excited is if you type in a time in the comments in YouTube, you can just click on that time and it will take you to that part of the video. Did not know that. That's kind of cool. It doesn't really help me much, but it's kind of cool. I'm up to 60 subscribers now. So there is a slight problem with just being up to 60. I mean, this is just me being negative, definitely, but there is kind of a slight problem in that it's just been a really long time since I got to 55. It's probably been 2, 3, maybe even 4 months since I got to 55, and then I got 5 subscribers from the Whispers of the Old Gods video, pretty much. And that's a little lower than what I would hope. I would have hoped that my growth in subscribers could get up to be a higher point. And then I look at other people's videos, and one should not really compare yourself to others for this instance, but there is definitely some people on YouTube that have a lot of views and a lot of subscribers. Like over 100,000 subscribers, easy. I think that would be really nice to have something like that. And then there is also the point that should be taken into consideration, that I am effectively putting out a massive amount of videos with no real editing and just the commentary I can think of off the top of my head. I'm not scripting anything out. I'm not cutting down my gameplay footage. And because of that, I have like 6 videos a day coming out. Maybe that will stop pretty soon. I think we may have finished The Witness, or we are very close to finishing The Witness as far as being released, which would be nice.
The Fire Lord.
There's a couple hits there. So yeah, I am putting out a lot to cover a lot of games. I'm trying to go through my collection, my Steam library, and have some coverage for every game I've ever played in the past that's worth playing again, and every game that's coming forward. And again, I really haven't thought about the forward enough. There is definitely a point that can be made about how I didn't go back to the road to get for the Talos Principles. I didn't go back to Hearthstone for The Witcher 3.
We must cleanse the
Witness
Sunwell.
is probably the only other newish game I played in this year. I didn't go back to Tomb Raider 2. That would have been nice. Didn't go to Hitman. Because of the delays of Deus Ex, I haven't been able to go to Deus Ex Mankind Divided, but I really don't have any intention to do that. So I'm dropping the ball on new games, which I knew I was going to do. This was the plan. But I need to think about how I'm not going to drop the ball next year or the year after that, and I don't know. One of the things, of course, is finances aren't great. It would, maybe if we maintain $3 and start growing that every week, then you're talking maybe $12 a month. It's starting to progress, starting to go up, but I'd like to see a leap and a bound in subscribers and views for every video, and because of that, a leap and a bound of just the amount of income coming in.
Time waits for no one.
And I don't have any real big way to push that or improve that. Let's see.
Knowledge is power,
and this,
no allowance.
and then this, in the turn. I think I'm happy with the intro I have right now.
I hope you like my
I'd like to get a watermark that's up to the art person, or if anybody wants to be the new art person, that would be great. I like to do thumbnails on everything. I don't think people are seeing my videos and then skipping them, particularly because of thumbnails, so I just would more generally assume people are just not seeing my videos. They're not even being offered them.
I learn.
Here we go, 8 damage.
My shield for Argon.
Power this guy up.
Here's where you're wrong.
Attack.
Job done.
Should I do a drastic change on my channel? I don't think so. People like Captain Sparkles got famous for doing like Counter-Strike videos, and then he's totally moved away from that, and he's almost all Minecraft videos, if not completely Minecraft videos. He does a cool trick where he has some other artist to animate his live streams and his voice. So there's a secondary Minecraft-ish style video that's getting put out that he doesn't really have to put any work into. That's great. And when you're making Captain Sparkle's level of money, then
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
that certainly you can afford to pay somebody that way to do those things. But for me, I don't know. I did get over that general malaise I had. If I was talking about that, was just like I know I need to record, and I didn't. I did manage to go to sleep, wake up, play Half Minute Hero. Half Minute Hero is a fine game. It's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be, so it may run into the next series try to keep the series somewhat even,
Knowledge
but
is power.
I
And
think the series I'm recording right now is going to
learn.
end up being kind of longer than it should be. And we're up to the 7th month, too. That's where it's kind of ending. So if I can get the 8th month done and the 9th month done, then there comes October and our Halloween recording. And that's good news. Let's see, play this, I guess that's my only choice. Once I get October done, I imagine I just go back to retrospective. Nothing seemed to really come out of GDC. I have no idea when E3 is coming, but it's, I don't believe, anytime right now. Dark Souls 3 is out right now. I suppose that's a big deal for a lot of people, but for me, I'm nowhere near ready to play Dark Souls 3. I played Dark Souls 1, I believe, and I don't think I finished it. And then I played Dark Souls 2, maybe I didn't. And definitely didn't finish that one. I don't even think I played Dark Souls 2. The game's frankly just too hard. It's just that simple. It's not a game for me because it's a game that's too hard. Unlike so many other games where if I just put in the time and guarantee that victory, I will put in the time, I'm guaranteed a victory. Dark Souls is one of those games where I could just pound my head against it all the time and still not get anywhere. The Day of the Tentacle remaster has come out. I saw a quick look on that. It does have Maniac Mansion in it. Before the remaster of Day of the Tentacle, everything would have been played on the Scum VM before, and you couldn't do the Maniac Mansion directly through that trick, which kinda sucked. I would say it's definitely worth it to get the remaster if you're a fan of Day of the Tentacle or Maniac Mansion, because you get both, and you get a director's commentary, and the art does look a lot better. The problem most with the Day of the Tentacle is it is a point-and-click adventure from the old school style point-and-click adventures. So it's going to be cryptic and difficult puzzles that don't make any sense. And the dialogue and story is just going to be cartoonish and silly. But that's fine, I kind of like that. So that's something that's on my radar, is something I want to get and play. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye out for when that will go on sale, I suppose. But it's not going to go on sale
I don't have enough mana.
soon. I'm trying to think about how to get into buying games when they are like early access pre-ordered on Steam. I don't know how much of that is a scam and how much of it isn't, because some of them are early access and they'll be on sale for $10, and then the price will go up to $15. But if you wait a year after it's been released, which may be a year later, it may be down to less than $5 on some Steam sale. So I just don't know. I'm not sure I ever will know what the trick is there. I suppose as I move towards playing newer games, it doesn't matter. I should just get games in early access, play them then. YouTube in particular is so about just showing off the game as soon as it is, that if you show off a game in such a way in early access, then you can come back when it becomes initially released, and maybe there's something different. I think in a lot of ways there isn't. Like Kerbal Space Program 1.0 is really just as early access as the version before it, and they're about to come out with 1.1, and it really doesn't have anything added as far as features. It's just been all reprogrammed for the newest version, I think, of Unity.
How many fingers do you see?
So, which is good. I guess that means it will run smoother. But the Kerbal Space Program in particular needs more features and help, and they don't seem to be that interested in adding that. They're desperate to get new players onto that game, but what they're selling and how they're selling it just won't ever satisfy a new player.
How many fingers do you see?
So play this, and then end the turn. So yes, I guess if I ever start getting the funds to buy new games, I think the early access stuff will definitely take a lower place on the list than AAA games that are actually going to be finished when they come out, if those things still exist. So like Tomb Raider obviously is way better to buy than Darkest Dungeon, just because of the way everything is set up.
Fine, I'll hear.
Darkest Dungeon, it's lost its heyday as far as the game. But that also creates the issue
This hurt?
that I've been running into, probably. This is the reason I've seen several games get talked about and be hyped up as pretty good games in my mind, and then the big video game journalism people hype it up and talk about it, and then by the time I come around and play it, I'm like, there's nothing good in this game. It's just an average game at best. And I think a lot of that is just coming from they've got to cover a new game every week, it seems like, or something close to that. And so they pick whatever the best is that week, but there is a possibility that just no good games came out in some weeks.
In the light's name.
Let's see. Let's go ahead and
Fine,
kill this,
I'll want.
and then heal this, and then end the turn. Yep. Still playing Clash Royale, is that what it's called? It's a really, really slow game. Definitely too slow of a game. I think I could have played it and gotten very far into it at this point if I wasn't being held back. But there might be an argument to making games that just hold you back, to games that actually say you have to wait. Now the reason they're saying you have to wait is because they want you to buy an in-game purchase of some gems or something so you can skip the wait. Which is, of course, the real argument against free-to-play and all those schemes that are in free-to-play, is because they do definitely affect the game. And there's never an instance in any game where in-app things don't affect the game in some way. Even if it's just you can buy like visual changes on characters, even those things still affect the game. I really don't have a lot
Fine,
to
I'll
talk
want.
about. I watched the episode with Supergirl and the Flash crossover, and boy, is that Supergirl show just not for me. completely. There was the one scene that just was utterly ridiculous about how Supergirl was trying to gain the trust of her city back, and she gets hit by lightning protecting a helicopter, and then all these regular civilians start standing in front of her and protecting her from a bad guy, and it's just like the most ridiculous I am Spartacus moment ever. And it, like, there's two supervillains right in front of these civilians and they're not running away at all. And then how the supervillain gets defeated, it just comes out of the blue, and it's just so ridiculous. And I don't even know. It feels like it's just this weird melodramatic, like, teenage girl drama that I can't even see in it anything in it that would keep and gain my attention. There's just, it just seems to be staunchly, if that's a word, which I don't think it is, staunchly written for people who are not me. Really? Which sucks, because I like the Flash. And I don't think the crossover is really even gonna integrate well to the CW episodes of the Flash, because I didn't see him really leave and arrive in Supergirl's world in his show, and I bet we don't even see him come back from Supergirl's world in his show, just cause.
Choose soon.
And to put it frankly, the Supergirl I know is probably a terrible Supergirl, but it's the new 52 Supergirl, who had a lot more, I think, going on as far as a story. Just let's see if this works. Oh no, I messed up. I did the wrong thing. Oh well. Let's go ahead and do this. And then we'll switch to this.
Fine,
I'll
I want. Fine,
this.
I want.
And then we'll end the turn. Yeah, I think Supergirl works better as someone who knew Krypton and was very much a fish out of water, trying to come and adjust to the world,
So
and
many options.
dealing with her own set of issues that are more personal and not the Superman, I'm just gonna beat up Lex Luthor type stories where it's just there's a bad guy, go beat him up. I don't like how they animate Supergirl in the TV show flying. I don't like how they animate her using her eye vision. I don't like that she was raised by a good family and is so well adjusted to all of life. So now that the only thing she's not sort of adjusted to is dealing with her adult life somewhat, but not even that badly. Should have played this first.
I'll heal.
The damned stand ready.
Go and kill this. Yeah, it really doesn't even feel like it's a Supergirl story. If you took the Supergirl elements out, this would just be a standard story about a girl trying to live her life. It would be one of so many other just formulaic TV shows.
The Frost Wolves
And that's exactly how it's being done. The green Martian, the Martian Manhunter, is out of the picture now, and so is her sister. So they had this drastic change for what doesn't seem like there might be a reason to it, but I'm just not sure. Alright, we'll do 50-50
My
here.
fate is sealed.
See if we can get this guy. I guess I should have done 50-50 before and then doubled his health. Oh well. Let's go ahead and end the turn. And to be fair, the Flash is just a formulaic show too, but it's the formula that I kind of like. It is a formula that is much more common to DC Comics. It's a bad guy of the week, and with slightly overarching story that's not even that important. There's no real weirdness with it. When they show him running and animate his skill, it's done, I think, a lot better. I don't know why. Because they just have to like draw a lightning bolt blur for the Flash. In fact, honestly, it may just be all in computer graphics for all of that, so it may be really easy, whereas Supergirl is doing wire work to fly. Yep. Plus they put a mask over the Flash, so at any point
Well played.
he could be replaced with a stunt double, which is helpful. Supergirl's face has to either be shown or you shoot her from behind to get a stunt double or something like that. I seriously doubt they'd spend the CG budget to do a stunt double in like a green screen and then put a face over it. Well, that's gonna be it for this recording. We didn't really accomplish anything. We got one stinking victory. Yeah. Yep, I am moving slow today. I need to get another Paladin or Priest victory, play 10 more minions that cost 2 or less, and then win 3 games with the Mage. So there's definitely more work to do. I'll do one more recording at least, and then we'll see how I feel about it. I may end up just taking another break and doing this all off screen, but I will decide that next time. That's going to be it for this recording though. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.